Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the J Lounge, and I am your hostess with the mostest, aka Simone Jackson, Miss J Lounge, here to bring you guys another great episode of my podcast. I am super excited to be introducing my next guest to you guys. He is an emerging artist and rapper, and he's actually from my little hometown, which I'm super excited because I never get the chance to do this. So I'm super excited he's on here. Everyone, please embrace him, love him, and just give a warm welcome to Mr. Nathan. Hi.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm real good. Real excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you on. I don't think you understand. Like I said, I rarely get to talk to artists here in my hometown. So when I get to, it's awesome. So I'm super excited for you to be here with me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to go ahead and fire the first question at you. What began your passion for music? Where did this come from?
Man, so I've really been into music my entire life, as far back as I can remember. I mean, from such an early age, I started out and just drumming on stuff all the time. I remember my mom, she had bought me drumsticks and she would let me beat on everything around the house, in her car, whatever, wherever we were at. And I was always drumming. I remember having this fascination, if you would, with rhythm, with cadence and rhythm. And as I got older, I was in band my entire life. I've always been kind of a fan of hip hop ever since I've been introduced to it. And so as far as I can remember, man, I've always really just enjoyed the vibe of things that surround the rhythm aspect of music. I mean, yeah, I was in percussion my entire life, and I kind of have a natural act for music. And when I was younger, I remember back in the day, if you remember, you couldn't just get on the internet and find lyrics or whatever. I mean, you really had to search for stuff. And I remember
Oh,
having my brother
yes.
find some DMX lyrics for me. I was probably in like second grade, and he
Yes.
printed them off for me. And I remember I had such a brain that with the songs that I knew and I liked, I would just listen to them and listen to them and listen to them, and then I would have it down packed. I mean, verbatim, as far as every breath they took, every word they said, every accent or whatever they were doing in the music, I was able to mimic it and remember it really good. So I've had a natural talent for that since I was a little kid. And as I started getting older, it grew into me being able to write my own and like kind of find who I am as a rapper instead of uh, being a copycat, if you will.
Totally understand. And yes, I have to agree though. I do say that this generation is a little bit spoiled because now they can go on Spotify and Apple to find these lyrics. We had to go on LimeWire. We had to go
Yeah,
all this way up down.
exactly.
It makes me so mad that they have it so easy
It's so
and
readily
we
available
didn't.
now. Oh man.
You remember that? I used to be so frustrated downloading music. It was not easy.
Oh, it was hard.
Oh.
Oh, it was a process.
So I agree with that. And yes, I love the looking up DMX's lyrics, rest in peace, the greatest. But yes, you gotta love
Yeah,
it. Which
for
actually
sure.
brings me to my
Okay.
next question, is there, Mr. Nate. Name 3 artists you look up to and why.
Man, okay. So this is a totally different category for me because like, when I was a kid, it's different from when I was a kid to now. And because when I was a kid, I was more into like the party stuff, the hype stuff. So
Of
yeah,
course.
I had my DMX, my Ludacris, who was
Yes.
a big one? Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg has always been, since I heard him the first time, my number one top artist of any genre. And
Yes.
I Matter of fact, Nate Dogg is my favorite artist, so much so that when I was a kid, I mean, my mom always used to make fun of me for it because I would only listen to that. And something about the whole G Funk era and their vibe behind it, because they're so smooth and so laid back, but at the same time, real street. And at the time, I could really connect with that. Well, as I get older, I'm gonna say like nowadays, my 3 top artists, or who I would look up to, or who I am mostly inspired by, I should say. Nate Dogg's still number one,
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar, and
Yeah.
J. Cole. And the reason I picked Kendrick and J. Cole is because they're lyricists. Now, there's been a lot of lyricists over the years, but as far as modern day lyricists, there's not very many that are that good. And that is an inspiration for me because I'm a big fan of 90s music where they actually spoke about stuff for the most part. They actually had a story to tell behind it, or there was a rhyme and a reason for what they were saying. It wasn't just babbling on about absolutely nothing, which I can't stand. So the first time I heard Kendrick Lamar, the first time I heard J. Cole, I'm like, yo, these dudes are really spitting, man. Like they're really saying something. And what they're saying is clear. I can understand it. I can go along with it. I can relate. I can vibe. And so as far as modern day hip hop artists, I would have to give it to those two. Nate Dogg is my all time favorite. He's gonna stay my all time favorite probably forever. And
Yes.
just the whole vibe behind it, the whole G Funk era, man, that was the dopest times, and I have so many good memories. And matter of fact, that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. Not that I'm trying to sound like anybody in particular, but yeah, I mean, growing up listening to that for so many years and then listening to J. Cole, listening to Kendrick Lamar, it makes me want to step my game up. And so since I'm just getting started, don't really nobody know who I am yet. And by the time I do get to that point where people know who I am, I want to be good. Like I want to be the kind of person that somebody looks at me and is like, damn, man, I you know what I mean? Like I really gotta come better and give it my all in order to at least compare to them. That's the kind of level I'm trying to get at. And so if I'm listening to artists that aren't that good in the first place, well, that's not going to help me improve. So if I'm listening to people that are just getting better every time I hear them, that gives me motivation to keep going on and to, it's a slow process as long as it's a hard thing to get started to start really doing what you want to be doing. But the fact of the matter is I'm still here, and as long as I have that time, I use them as my inspiration and motivation for bettering my music career.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And I have to agree with all your choices. I love Nate Dogg. Gosh, one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Especially, that song "You Don't Want to Mess with Me" featuring Fabulous, one of my favorite songs. I feel that
Yeah,
whenever I want
I
to feel
remember
gangster, I'm not gonna lie. I put on that song. I can't help
that.
it. And I definitely agree with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. They definitely have changed the landscape of the rap game with their lyrics and their music. So
Oh
those are
yeah.
honestly really great choices to have, honestly.
Yes.
Going on to my number 3 question, what's some of your inspiration behind some of your music, some of your songs?
Oh, okay. Um Generally, so right now I only have 6 songs released. And so I'll just touch base on those. And generally, I like to write about things that I've experienced in my life, whether it be from childhood or things I'm going through now or whenever the time was. It stems from experience. So when I first started trying to rap, I was probably early as 5th grade. I didn't have any experience in anything, so I didn't have anything to say. So I was saying whatever sounded cool or rhymed. But now I'm able to put together something that's actually meaningful to me. And I mean, I'm only 29 now, and in just a short 29 years, I mean, man, I've been through a lot, and so I really have a lot to say, and I've seen a lot. And as time progresses, my songs, I'll get more involved in, other people's lives or other people's situations or hard times and, you know, things that are outside of me. But right now, while I'm trying to get out there, yeah, everything that I rap about is generally about things that I've been through or am going through or have seen or, what anything that I can relate to personally. But yeah, I eventually plan on making some songs that are more just for the vibe, I guess, so I'm not really touching base. It's not a serious song. It's just more of
Right.
a like out summertime vibes, having a good time kind of song. But I haven't got there yet. I haven't put nothing like that out yet. But for the most part, I mean, yeah, it's just life experiences really that gives me my inspiration.
Well, those are the best inspirations behind music, for sure.
Yeah.
Is life inspiration. I mean, if you look at Tupac, who had Changes, he had,
Mm,
Dear Mama,
great song.
those are taking from life experiences and really put into songs. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I can't listen to Dear Mama without getting emotional, without wanting to call my own damn mama. I'm just saying. I don't know about anybody else,
Hey,
but
for
that's just me.
sure.
I'm just saying. I get emotional when I hear that song. I can't help it. So it's just how deep those lyrics are. So I get it. So you're taking, so when someone listens to your music, they'll be like, whoa, Nate's
Yeah,
spitting
yeah,
some real things here that's like hitting me, and it's hitting me hard. Like, whoa,
that's
like
the
where'd
goal.
that come from? So, which brings me to my next question, actually, Mr. Nate. And I want you to really think about this one, because this is interesting. Even my most experienced interviewees even kind of struggle with this one.
Okay.
So, as an artist, what song would you suggest first listeners of your music, first time listeners, they're listening to your music for the first time. What song would you suggest they listen to first to understand who you are as a rapper?
Oh, okay. Um. Oh,
See, it's a real thinker. It's a real thinker.
yeah. Man. To oh,
It's
to
okay.
understand who
I
I am
told
as an
you.
artist. Okay, so I got it. I got it. My song, I believe it was the third one that I released, is called "Wanna Be Different," and the reason I
Ooh,
picked that is because that song touches a lot on. I mean, now I don't want to say it touches a lot, but it gives you a glimpse into my childhood and my growing up and how I thought and how I perceived the negativity around me and how it influenced me so much in such a subconscious way. I didn't even realize it was happening. And so the basis of the story is I grew up a certain way, saw a lot of things that kids probably shouldn't see, have been through a lot of things that kids probably shouldn't have been through. And despite all of it, even when a lot of my boys that I grew up with went off and started doing drugs and, are in and out of prison and, all sorts of problems, um, I wanted to be different than that. I didn't want to be a stereotype. I didn't want people to see me and to look at me like I'm just one of them, one of the same old dudes that ain't never changed. You know, I'm out here trying to be some gangster or trying to be, something that I'm not. I was never like that. I grew up with a single mom, and if my mom would have known what I was doing half of the time, I mean, it would have been real disappointing to her. So, as I started getting a little older, I realized that a lot of the stuff that I thought was cool is dumb, and I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be another statistic. I don't want to be like how the stories that I heard about my father growing up, man. I didn't know him, so all
right.
I knew was what I heard about him, and all I heard was negative about him. And so I grew up kind of not even I grew up resenting him, and pretty much felt, in a sense, betrayed. Even though, like, I had a good childhood. My mom was great. My family, my brothers are great. um for the most part. I mean, we did have situations where my mom was with a certain person and was getting beat up in front of us kids. And I seen so many different things that when I started getting older, I started acting like that. I started acting like that and not even trying to, not even realize I'm doing it. And I was one of those people who's always been like, oh, TV doesn't have an influence on me like that. Music doesn't have an influence on me like that. I'm in control of myself, and not realizing the whole time I'm becoming everything that I resented growing up. And so once I realized that, I wanted to change, and I did. And I got away from who I was previously, and I started becoming a person that my son can look up to, and that other people's kids can look up to if they don't have no parents, or just somebody who's not out doing negative. I promote more positivity. Granted, I say some stuff sometimes, but so does everybody. And but yeah, that's really why I would pick that, is because I think it touches mostly on my childhood growing up and to where I want to be. And if you haven't heard it, I mean, yeah, you should listen to it. And
I love that is great. It's I want to be different, right?
mm-hmm.
I
Actually,
highly
it's called
encourage.
"Wanna Be Different."
I want to be different. Well, I highly encourage my audience to follow that and to check out that single to really get who Nate is as an artist. Nate, you and I definitely have a lot of similarities. I also grew up a single mom, my not knowing my dad as well, and just wanting to be thinking things that I thought were cool when I was younger. Again, as an adult, I don't find it to be cool anymore. So I get what you mean 100%, and kudos for you for obviously wanting to be something different. So
Thank you.
I get the intelligence rapper coming from you, and that is a dangerous one because you have intelligence in your music. So it's just not about just vibing. You got intelligence in your music, and that is what's gonna really take you to limits that you didn't even think you could reach. Honestly,
Yes,
it did the same
yes,
thing for
for
Kendrick
sure.
Lamar, so it can do the same thing for you. So I am speaking that into existence for you.
Thank you. Only
Of
time will tell.
course. Going on to the number 5 question, I want to make sure my audience follows your music. Where are you on social media if you are, and where can they follow your music on social media platforms, music
Oh,
platforms too?
okay. So as of right now, I don't have like platforms per se. Like I have my regular Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But you can follow my music on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I know they have like clips and snippets on TikTok. Never had a TikTok, but yeah, they got it. And a platform, no, I'm still trying to create my own. I'm still working with I've never really, the only thing I had before I started putting out, I think it was my first 3 songs, I finally made an Instagram and a Twitter account. And so right now I'm working on building it. It would be under N8ball. That's N8ball. And same with Facebook. But right now, like I post all my stuff on Facebook, which is under Nathan Ball. And but you can get the full songs on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, and I believe that's in iTunes. That's what it
Ooh,
is.
okay, wonderful, wonderful. Everyone, check out Nate Ball at all these platforms. Check out his music because he is definitely going to be the artist you guys definitely want to know about. So make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys follow him and show him some support. Going on to the number 6 question. We've got a couple more questions for you.
All right.
What goals do you hope to one day accomplish in your rap career?
What goals do I hope to one day accomplish in my career?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Mm, Goals that I hope to accomplish one day, and as far as my career goes, I want to be big, and I don't mean big just for the fame of it or nothing like that. I mean big for the fact that I love making music, and I want people to be able to enjoy it. And I also want people to keep it real with me. Like, yo, if you don't like it or if it's whack, let me know. Pretty like let me know, so so I can figure out. You know what I mean? So I can have a wide variety of
Oh yeah.
audience members. And my goal is to, yeah, one day get my music to travel around the world, get my music out there, to be able to quit where I'm working now and be able to do it full time, make my passion a career and a reality for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Amen.
one day, just if that all goes well, to get out of debt and buy a bigger house and just everything that everybody with a dream dreams of.
Of course. Of course. And hey, those are great goals to get. So I like I said, I completely agree with you. Like I said, we got a lot of similarities. I'm hoping to do the same thing, hoping to turn my podcasting into a full-time career one day. So working towards it, one day at a time, one step at a time. So
Yeah.
it'll definitely happen for you as well, for sure.
Awesome.
All right. Going on to
Awesome.
the number 7. This is going to be a fun question. If you could collaborate with any artist one day, who would you like to collaborate with?
So since you put it one day, it's not like a dead or alive question. I would have to go with, and this goes back to the previous question. I think I would have to go with J. Cole. Honestly,
Ooh.
I would love to do a collaboration with him. Not that I'm trying to get showed up or nothing like that, but that J. Cole is a genius, man. I like his style. I like the way he puts together a song, and also I think in being able to do a collaboration with somebody like that, I think it will give me more of an insight and almost like it's like a teaching experience.
Uh-huh.
He'll show me a different way to go. I mean, he's been at it for years, so if I ever have that opportunity, yeah, I think I would go with J. Cole, and for the reason why he's probably, if not the dopest, definitely one of the dopest rappers out right now.
Yes. Stamp on that. Agreed. Hands down. I know people were losing his mind once he dropped his new album. So
Oh
in that,
man, oh man,
okay,
whoo,
look, people were
oh
losing
man, I was like,
their
that boy's fire. Now, when I heard that album drop, a lot of people I saw somebody posted it was a little video, and they're like, when artists hear that new J. Cole, when the rap artists hear that new J. Cole album, dude was all just unmotivated, breaking stuff. He's all mad because it was fire. He didn't know how he's gonna compete with that. Well, I'm the exact opposite of that. I'm the person who hears that. I'm like, yeah, there you go. I'm trying to get to that level or even better. You know what I mean? Like I definitely, it definitely gave me the mindset. Okay, I need to put some work in and start writing for real, for real.
Right? To get that type of reaction, you just made it. When people
Yeah,
are just like
yeah.
literally losing their minds because you dropped your new album.
Oh
So for
man,
sure.
such
All
a good
right.
album.
We just got 3 more questions there for you, Mr. Nick. Going on to
All
number
right.
8 question. I know you said you only written 6 songs, but
Yes.
what is what is the song that you think is the best song that you put out of your 6 songs?
Ooh. Well, no. This is so difficult. This is a difficult question for me because my songs are very different from each other. Like I have a different kind of vibe with each one, and so the best song, that's a toss up. I would say it's a tie. It has to be a tie between "Want to Be Different" and my song "Inner Thoughts," and the reason why is because those are the most those are the most meaningful to me.
Okay.
Those are the most meaningful to me. But if I had to pick one of the two, I still got to go with "Want to Be Different." I think that's my favorite song that I put out. And that was the one I remember writing this. I was like, yeah, this is gonna go off. I was anxious. I couldn't even sleep the night before I was going to the studio. I was super excited to put that out. So yeah, I'm
Ah,
gonna go with "Want to Be Different."
I love responses and reactions like that when you're so excited and it's just it's just that, oh my gosh, it's just that moment where I finally put out this what I've been thinking, what my hard work, everything, and then once it's out and it just reaction is just beautiful. It's just nothing better, honestly. It's really there's nothing better.
I love it. Absolutely.
All right, going on to the number 9, and this could be an interesting question for you as well. Since you are, an emerging rap artist, what would you say is the most difficult aspects of being an upcoming rap artist?
The most difficult aspect. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I would have to say promotion. I would have to say promoting myself. Just because I don't have anyone around me who's experienced in marketing at all and promoting at all. This is me coming out of the woodworks trying to figure this out on my own, and that has to be the most difficult thing because I didn't know where to start to begin with, and now that I'm moving along a little bit, it's still hard for me because I never, like I said, I never really had social media. So for me to get on, I don't know exactly how to get myself out there and how to get my name out there more. And so promotion is the number one hardest thing that I've faced so far.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. The promotion, yeah. I, like I said, similarities. I'm promoting myself too. I get it. Don't have anyone around that's like really experienced in that marketing. So I gotta, do it
Yeah.
for myself. But, um, You are. I feel like you are doing one heck of a job because a mutual friend of ours is one who reached out to me and went pushed your music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that's all it needs. Honestly, that's all sometimes that you need. Just one friend or one person that believes and like, hey, because that's what he said. He said, hey, this guy's great. He's an up and coming artist.
He's
So
he's great too, man. He's like my biggest hype man every time, man. Every time I put something out, he's dope, man. And actually, as a matter of fact, I think he's the first person that ever called me Nate Ball before. And when he
oh
said it, because the way he
wow,
said it with so much hype, he said Nate Ball. We worked
it
together,
just
so I'm like,
clicked.
I heard it, and I was like, yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Ah, I love friends like that. They are one in a freaking million. They really, really are.
They
So,
are.
I'm gonna say it. Shout out to Mr. Damien for being a one hell of a good friend and
Yeah,
pushing Mr.
that's
Nate
my
towards
boy right there.
towards the show. He's been great to have on so far. Uh,
Thank you, Damien.
yeah, that's awesome. Honestly, shout out to that. Going on to the last question, Mr. Nate. I know it seems like 30 minutes have gone by quick, but going on to the last
Super fast.
question, the world is starting to open up again, thank God. Um, if you get a chance to perform anywhere in the world, where is the first place you would love to perform live?
Live. The first place, I don't know about the first place. The first place, that's a hard one because depending on how big I am at that point. But I guess the dream place, because I want to be able to travel all over the world. I want my music to go to places I ain't even heard of and be able to perform there for people that in a place that I didn't even know existed.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have to say, if I'm dealing with like right now, how I could think about it, I would say somewhere like Madison Square Garden, a big
Yeah.
venue, a lot of people, New York City, you know what I mean? A very crowded, popular area. Um, I would have to go with Madison Square Garden and other places like that around the world. But yeah,
Ooh.
generally I want to be able to perform everywhere. I mean, on the street corner if I have to. But I want to be able to perform live everywhere in the world if I can, if I have the chance and opportunity.
Oh God, Madison Square Garden. That is where legends are born.
Absolutely.
I know you know that. That's why you picked it. But I'm just
Absolutely.
emphasizing that is where legends are born. It's Madison Square Garden. You come out just, just a regular, and then you come in a legend. So it's like, yes, I can see that gonna happen for you one day, for sure.
I swear to God it will. Heck yeah.
Oh. And to be honest, I was actually thinking that you were gonna say Seattle. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh yeah, Seattle's there too, but nah, nah. I want to go to New York.
I don't blame you. God, that's been a dream of mine too. Oh, Madison Square Garden. Yes, that is the place of just where legends. It's yes. I
Yeah,
mean, it was at Madison Square Garden where Kevin Hart did his like stand-up comedian thing,
yeah.
and he took off from there and just hasn't slowed down since. So I get it. I
Mm,
get it. It's just stuff of legends. It's where legends are made. So
exactly.
great choice.
Yeah,
Very good choice.
that's the goal right there. That's the goal.
That's a wonderful choice. Oh, Mr. Nate, you have been amazing to have on. I can't believe you just said this is your first time. You literally came off as a complete and total expert, like you knew what you were doing. So you seemed really comfortable. So I really hope you enjoyed your time.
Oh, I did. Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. Like I said, I'm really happy that, I get to, help support the local artists because, I don't get a chance to interview people from my backyard anytime soon. So it's
Yeah.
honestly awesome.
Well, it's been a pleasure for sure. This
Oh
is
my goodness. So
great.
I'm really glad you're here on here. Like I said, I am definitely going to speak it into existence for you. Your career is going to take off sooner rather than later. You're going to have whiplash because it's going to take off so fast. My show is known to do that now. I'm not sure if Damien actually explained, the people I've had on my show, but I've interviewed a couple of people before they even won the Oscar.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if
no.
you. Yes, I'm not sure if you heard of Matthew Cherry. He's the football player turned director. Uh,
Uh-uh.
he won for he won an Oscar for his short film, and he was talking about it several weeks before on my show, and I said, you are going to win it hands down, don't worry. Fast forward to 7 weeks later, who wins the Oscar but Matthew Cherry himself?
That is
So
amazing.
I've known my
Wow.
show's known to do this. We've done it a couple of times, we've done it a couple of times. So when I say that your career is going to take off, again, that's just no weather ordinary thing. It's going to. My show's known to bring good luck like that. I'm just saying.
Well, I appreciate that. I hope so. That would be amazing.
uh-huh. All right. I want to thank my guests for listening in. And of course, I want to highly encourage my audience one more time. Make sure you check out Mr. N8ball. Make sure you follow him, support him, check out his music, make sure you listen to it, and just make sure you guys know who he is as an artist, because we've had artists on here who've blown up several weeks later. So you've heard it here first on the J Lounge. N8ball, one of a kind, artist to know. Make sure you check him out on Spotify and Apple Music. All right, you guys. Of course, you guys know I am the hostess with the mostest, Miss J. I will be back with another amazing episode of the J Lounge. But until then, thank you to Mr. Nate. Thank you to everyone
Thank
listening
you.
in. And I will see y'all soon. Bye. And we